I want to see more prosecution of drug cases, or I want to see more prosecution of corruption cases, or I want to see more prosecution of illegal immigration cases. But since Watergate and until now, we have not seen a White House identify individuals they want prosecuted.
You can't just investigate somebody to investigate somebody. There has to be specific and articulable facts that predicate an investigation. And I've evaluated that even to start an investigation and worked hand in hand with the FBI.
From political pressure emanating from the White House.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I look forward to, of course, my direct report will be Deputy Attorney Blanche, who you mentioned. And I've had multiple interactions with him. I believe he's doing a great job.
In today's Senate confirmation hearing, nominee Mr. Duva faced tough questions from Senator Adam Schiff about the independence of the Justice Department. Schiff, drawing on his own experience as a former federal prosecutor, asked whether Duva had ever been pressured by political figures to prosecute or protect anyone, and how he'd respond if that ever happened.
The time, sir.
Tragic. Thank you for your willingness to serve.
Senator Schiff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Duva, first of all, thank you for taking the time to meet with my staff. I appreciate that. I served in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles. I was also in the public corruption, government fraud section, prosecuted corrupt government officials, fraud cases, an espionage case against a FBI agent who spied for the Russians. In all the time I was in the office for about 6 years, so considerably less time than you were. But nevertheless, never had any political figure contact me to tell me you should bring a case against so-and-so, or you should refrain from bringing a case against so-and-so. Never had that experience, and I worked predominantly under Republican attorney generals until I think the end of my tenure in the U.S. attorneys. Was that your experience as well? Did you ever have a political figure tell you who you should prosecute, or that you should refrain from prosecuting someone?
Senator, I enjoyed the meeting with your staff yesterday. I see them behind you. We had a great discussion. I thank you for that opportunity to be in your office. And the answer to your question is no. Nobody's ever told me to prosecute a specific person or not to prosecute a specific person.
And how would you handle a circumstance where someone did tell you to prosecute someone, or that conversely you should drop a case against someone for political reasons?
Those who are responsible for my nomination, sir, I'm confident that they know my background. That I'm confident that they know I've never done that and will never do it. And I'm confident that they know that I will only follow the facts as applied to the law. As I said before to Ranking Member Durbin's question, any kind of public corruption investigation, and you know this from your 6 years in the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Central District of California, there has to be predication. You can't just investigate somebody to investigate somebody. There has to be specific and articulable facts that predicate an investigation. And I've evaluated that even to start an investigation and worked hand in hand with the FBI when I've done my local public corruption cases, my state-based public corruption cases, and the nationwide public corruption cases that I've investigated. If you don't have it, you don't start it.
You know, Mr. I heard you make a similar response to Senator Durbin in terms of you don't think you'll be put in that position. And it calls to mind a conversation I had with Mr. Blanche prior to his confirmation, when I think he expressed the same view. I'm not going to be put in that position. And we've heard that from any number of nominees in this administration. I don't expect I'll ever be put in the position that you're describing, and yet they almost all have. I'm grateful for your optimism, but I think it probably is only a matter of time before you're put in that position. And as my colleagues have indicated, I think the question is how will you respond when you are put in that position, not whether it will ever come up. So let me ask you this. Ever since Watergate, there has been a strong norm, guardrail, that has maintained the independence of the Justice Department from pressure from the White House. This was part of the post-Watergate reforms. And it served our country remarkably well in insulating the department from political pressure. Presidents over the course of years have set general policies. I want to see more prosecution of drug cases, or I want to see more prosecution of corruption cases, or I want to see more prosecution of illegal immigration cases, but since Watergate and until now, we have not seen a White House identify individuals they want prosecuted. This goes beyond anything I think we saw during Watergate. So let me ask you as a general matter, what is your view of the desirability, I think necessity, of maintaining the independence of the Justice Department from political pressure emanating from the White House?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I look forward to, of course, my direct report will be Deputy Attorney Blanche, who you mentioned, and I've had multiple interactions with him. I believe he's doing a great job, and I look forward to working with him to do what we've always done. He was an AUSA in the Southern District of New York, just like you, just like me, and I really don't believe I'll be put in that division. When you look at the components of the criminal division and what we do, these are nationwide impact cases for all Americans. Should I be tasked with evaluating a public corruption case like you're talking about, whatever that case may be, I can assure you I will do it how I've always done it, and that will be based on the facts and the law and the independent decisions of the Justice Department to make those charging decisions, and that's exactly how I'll operate, sir.
Well, Ms. Duva, I appreciate what I would describe as the triumph of hope over experience in your testimony, but I hope your experience is commensurate with your hope, but I fear it will be otherwise, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, congratulations